Hey there, how's it going? It's Victoria here from Paka Media. And basically, what I'm going to talk to you today about is how to scale your coaching or consulting business to 10K a month. And yeah, let's just get started, right? So, you're probably, if you're a consultant or a coach, what you're probably right now doing is you're really heavily relying on referrals, right? So, you're trying to kind of get these referrals your way. Maybe you're creating some sort of partnerships to get those, but that makes kind of client acquisition really unreliable and unpredictable, which can suck, right? So and you may be also, what you may be realizing is that you're here to teach, like you're here to actually coach or consult. You're not to kind of build ads or funnels or kind of send traffic or do outbound. And yeah, that you're not a marketing wizard, if that makes sense. Not a marketing wizard. And well, you may also be realizing that perhaps even if you are trying to launch ads or do some sort of marketing, it's maybe it's not clicking for you. It's hard to do. And yeah, there's a lot of wasted budget, and you kind of what you want to do is, even if you are launching ads or doing some sort of outbound, is to kind of lower the cost of acquisition of the client, right? So you lower your CAC. And this is literally where I'm going to be focusing on today, to kind of explain to you how you can go from all of this chaos to order, right? So kind of ensuring that you have a consistent flow of your ideal clients coming to you day after day, month after month, year after year, and hopefully all done on autopilot, so you can kind of let the system aside, run its own course, and knowing and kind of sleeping peacefully, knowing that you're going to get clients while you're focusing on actually servicing them, right? And yeah, so let's just get started, right? So let me just kind of first of all outline what does the flow should look like for you to actually get those clients in the first place. So let me just get started. So what does it look like? The funnel or the flow, right? So first of all, what you really do want to outline is your offer. So honestly, a good offer will 200x, 100x your business, and a bad offer will make it really, really hard for you to sell. And I'll get into it, like what does a bad offer look like and what does a good offer look like as well. And yeah, then after that, you kind of have either ads or traffic. So let me just put traffic, right? Because that could be either ads or outbound or outbound or creative content. And so it really doesn't matter where it comes from, the traffic, but it has to come, right? And from there, what you usually have is kind of form, or you're getting the actual lead. So a lead is someone that you have their contact information, you can contact them. So it's probably like their name and email, plus hopefully their phone number as well, right? So you send traffic to either, let's say, for them to book a call directly, so you get their contact information, or you send them to a lead magnet or some sort of freebie or a webinar. It really does depend, right? But you're sending them to somewhere to kind of make some sort of action, right? Once that is done, so let's say you did give them a freebie, like a lead magnet, and what then you really want to do is make sure that they end up booking a call with you. So the clients that I work with, they're usually high tickets. They sell high ticket courses or consulting packages, right? So anything that is, let's say, above $2,000. So for that, to sell that kind of product, we usually need to hop on a call with the client to actually sell them, right? So that's why after the form, we need to make sure that they book a call with you, either one-on-one or one-to-many, right? And then what we need to make sure is that they don't only book a call, but they also show up. So that's really important, right? So show-ups do count. So we need to make sure that we have at least 70% plus of show-ups. And then after that, usually a sale happens and you get a deal, right? You make some money. And so what is really important, that between the form and the book a call, right, in between, you need to send follow-ups, right? So you need to follow up, nurture them with emails, SMSs. So again, here it's emails, SMS, WhatsApp, video messages, and so on, just to kind of word them up, and even like kind of give sales content, if that makes sense. And then when they book a call as well, you need to send out follow-ups. Well, they are follow-ups, but kind of more reminders, right? So again, emails, SMS, etc., right? So to make sure that they actually do show up. Amazing. So yeah, this is the exact flow if you simplify it in a high level, right? So from high level review. So what I'm going to do right now is kind of get into specifics of each of them, and yeah, let's see if I can help you out to get more clients. And so let's start with the offer, right? let me just kind of like do this. Is it possible? No. Okay, it's okay. Let me just, amazing, incredible. So what is an offer really? An offer is a nice way of kind of packaging your services that it makes it desirable and positions it different from your competition, right? So kind of shows the outcome that your clients will get in a specific timeline, right? It has usually a guarantee. So guarantee, yes, it's basically shows kind of risk aversion. So give me 1 second because I really need to hear. Yeah, risk reversal. And then what else? Yes, it usually shows some sort of exclusivity or polarization. I'll get into it as well, don't worry. So I just want to kind of break it down, right? So polarization. And what else? And yeah, so let me just actually just give you some examples so you can understand. So what is a bad offer? Let's start with it. So bad offer. So bad offers would be something like, I provide let's do this. I do meta ads to get you leads. So this is a bad offer, right? So you're kind of just, what you're just doing is describing your service. As simple as that. So that's a shitty one, right? Another bad offer would be, I help people to lose weight, in case you're like a health coach, right? So again, that is a shitty offer. You're just describing your service. You're not describing anything else, right? Oh, here, by the way, I wanted to include a specific method, just so that I don't forget, and I'll get into it as well. So bad offer, right? Now let's just get into what actually a good offer would mean what a good offer would look like, right? So good offer is something like, we help, let's say, education businesses get 10 plus new students in 30 days, in 30 days, or we work for free until we do. Or wait, let me just make it even better. So here, using our proprietary, I probably made a mistake here. Yeah, how do I write this? Here, amazing. Sorry guys, English is not my first language. Proprietary method, say, student growth operating system, right? And then we work for free until we do. Something like this, right? So let me break it down. So I say, we help education businesses. So who get what? So this is the outcome, right? Shows a specific outcome. Get 10 plus new students in 30 days, specific timeline, using our proprietary method called use student growth operating system. So specific method used, or we work for free until we do, right? Guarantee and risk reversal. Now, I haven't included exclusivity or polarization, but exclusivity could be said that this is only for education businesses. And another thing that I could have included is only for ambitious education business owners, right? So here, polarizing them from ambitious, basically saying, if you're not ambitious, if you're lazy, whatever, it's not gonna work for you, right? So yeah. So actually, by the way, this is our offer, because I do run a marketing agency right now that's helping educators, coaches, and consultants get more clients for students. And so yeah, this would be a good offer, right? You're getting X amount of students in X amount of days using this method, our system that we know works, or we work for free until we do, and you don't pay us, right? Here as well, so kind of guarantee risk reversal could also be a pricing strategy that you use. So I could also say, basically here, pay per results, right? Or pay per appointment. So I'm kind of describing my pricing strategy that I use. So they only pay me for every student that I get them. But again, that can also be set as a risk reversal guarantee, right? Another good offer could be like, let's say you're launching a lead generation agency for gyms, right? So we help gym owners get 100 plus. You see, that's where you need to know a lot of research about your actual audience. In this case, you cannot say you students. You can say not even clients, I guess, members, right? Members in 30 days using our great growth framework, or you don't pay a dime, right? So this would be a good offer. Again, why? Because it shows the outcome, 100 plus members in 30 days, guarantee is you don't pay a dime if you don't achieve this goal. Exclusivity and polarization, well, exclusivity is that it's only for gym owners, and specific method, again, using a gym growth operating system, right? Something like this. So yeah, this is what is an offer. This is what a good offer should look like. There are some cases where maybe you don't have a guarantee or it's hard to create one, but then again, it goes into specifics and I'm not going to get into it into this video, otherwise it's going to be a 1 hour video. All right. And so yeah, this is what a good offer looks like, literally. So take all this, put it into ChatGPT and tell the ChatGPT to give you a structure. So we help your ICP get outcome in timeline using our method, or you don't guarantee, right? You don't get like a guarantee. So literally just create a structure and you can do that. Amazing. Right. So the traffic, get it to the traffic part. Let me just, whoop. Amazing. So traffic really comes down to kind of, I would say 3 main parts, right? So there's basically outbound. So you're sending like LinkedIn DMs on LinkedIn, Instagram, etc. And then you can have as well, you can have emails, right? You can have SMS and so on, right? So there's a bunch of different ways you can do really outbound. Yeah, let me just leave it there. Then another traffic channel you could kind of use is just ads, right? But ads is just a commodity, really. You just can go to any channel and with a click of a button just buy traffic. So it would be sort of, it could be Meta, LinkedIn ads again, it could be Google ads, etc., right? So really does depend where's your audience, so where's your ideal customer profile, and you basically research on your own. Ask again ChatGPT, AI is amazing, and so just kind of ask them, okay, where's my audience hangs out the most, and then choose the channel depending on that. And again, your audience is probably everywhere, right? Because we as humans, we use Google, we use Instagram, so they're probably everywhere. But again, for specific audiences, specific channel would work better. But yeah, so for example, for education, this is what first kind of ICP was. So for example, for me, LinkedIn worked like magic. I never did ads though, I used DMs specifically. And yeah, you really need to just kind of do your own research and check which one is the best. And then for traffic is also content. So everything that is organic, right? So organic, it's like, you know, it can be hard. Of course, besides all of these ones, there's SEO and so on, but I'm not going to get into it right now. These are just the main 3 ones that are on top of my mind right now. But in terms of the actual content, again, all the different social media platforms, right? So in terms of the content, again, it takes like maybe half a year to actually build the audience and so on, and you need to actually perfect it and so on. But once it clicks and you get a lot of appointments, right? Most importantly, it's just kind of being consistent there and so on. And in the next video, by the way, I'll break down all of this traffic sources and how kind of to build all these systems one by one. So I'll actually be breaking down how to build DMs for LinkedIn, Instagram, and so on, and kind of explaining all of them. But this is just like a high level overview, and yeah, because it's my first video on YouTube. And so for the form, amazing. So what happens then is you got traffic. So if I actually share with you, so for example, I'm sending, amazing. So again, I'm sending traffic to a specific, so in my case, I'm sending, okay, so in my specific case, I have an offer for education businesses, as you can see here, right? And so what I'm doing is I use LinkedIn mainly to do outreach to them, right? So for that, I use LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And besides that, I also send voice messages to them and so on. But on Sales LinkedIn Navigator, for example, specifically, I can send up to 800 different messages per month to open profiles because I have LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And so what I do is I basically send automated messages using Phantom Buster, it's called, I think, if I'm not wrong, it should be called something like this, Phantom Buster. And I send those free emails, they're called basically, right? Because there's paid ones and there's free ones, and if you have a Sales Navigator, you have up to 800 free ones, right? And I'm sending those messages and basically saying, hey, you know, I talked a lot to different education businesses, and I realized that you actually guys kind of were struggling with student acquisition. So because of that, I created this free case study that I have and just send me a thumbs up and I'll send it to you. So I can actually share the exact message I sent them. Just give me 1 second. Amazing. So I found it. So I say, hey there, saw you're also in education. Got a free resource on how to convert and attract more students I sent to business owners. Want me to send it over? Which way is better, right? Something like this. And yeah, then I send a bunch of different follow-ups and so on. And so once I do send them this, what I send them is I send them to this landing page, right? So this landing page basically says how an education brand's scaled from referrals only to 100K plus a month with predictable store growth system. And what I do here is I make sure they fill out the form and I get their contact information, right? So this is exactly what I'm doing here. In this case, I'm making sure that they fill in a form or a lead magnet and I get their contact information. Now, why is this important? This means that I have their information and I can follow up with them as many times as I want, unless they, of course, unsubscribe from my emails or SMSs. But basically what it means is that I didn't have to spend a dime on ads and I still have their name, email, and phone, right? So this is why it's important. You create an offer, you get traffic either from ads, outbound, or content, and you send them to a lead magnet. So basically what this means is that this specific lead magnet is gated, meaning that they need to actually fill out their information. And of course, it's like a proper landing page with all the information. And they need to fill out the form. And so, right? And then what they get is they get this training, right? So they get this training where I explain to them how everything works and so on. And from there, I'm going to show you is it's really important to make sure that they book a call with you. Because, for example, my services, they start from anywhere from 3,500 minimum. And so either if they don't book a call, I still have all their contact information to keep following up with them through SMS, emails, and so on. So making sure that they book a call with me. And of course, while I do that, my email sequence provides even more value, builds even more goodwill so that they get to know me, like me, and trust me, right? And so as you can see, they can watch this video, etc. And then at the end of the video, I say, by the way, if you really like this and you want this to be done for you, click the button below and let's just schedule a call. And then here, what I have basically is, yeah, hey, claim your free and then they need to fill out different information, and then basically I go here and then they need to fill out like a few qualifying questions because, for example, I don't want anyone who makes less than 1,000 per student. And then let's just say email, whatever, and then I say, do pinky promise that if you qualify for a call you will show up at the selected time, right? And then so I press yes, and then it says stay patient, and it should get me to book a call, right? And then click the calendar and they book a call, right? And yeah, this is the exact funnel that I literally just walked you through. I made an offer, I sent traffic, and I'll break down all the different ways you can send traffic and how does it actually look like. I created a form that they can fill, so I created a freebie, right? Some sort of lead magnet that provides a tons of value. And by the way, if it's a lead magnet that people could just go to a ChatGPT and ask the same question and get an answer, that's a bad lead magnet. And if anything, they're just gonna think that you don't have enough value to provide. Then I made sure that they book a call with me, and then I have a system on Calendly where they send a bunch of reminders just for them to show up, and then I make a sale, right? So look, this is all I have for you in this video. I know it's high level, but that was kind of the point, just kind of to set the ground. And yeah, thanks again for watching this video. If you want this to be done for you, you can book a call with me below if you're a consultant or a coach. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.